So for those of you who don't know Parallel Software, well, he's a cybersecurity specialist with over 20 years experience. He worked for Blizzard and other companies, including the government. He was in charge of the cybersecurity of the government power plants. So yeah, I think he knows what he's talking about. He's a very well prepared guy, so I'm trusting his words when he says something. And yeah, he found out about the Apex situation with the whole LGS drama, and he gave his take on it. In the beginning, he's thinking that Jen Burden got caught cheating because that's the most common thing happening in the FPS world. But after more research, he realized that Jen wasn't cheating, and this is an actual serious problem. But yeah, I will let you watch it, and I will see you in the next one. See you.
Okay, I'm gonna open this. Let's see what this guy's claim is, because I'm really interested in this now.
I'm getting hacked.
Okay. I do think it'd be really good to set a little bit of the stage really quickly, which is that apparently what happened, this all spawned from a live competition where someone has claimed they are getting hacked live. And then it's exploded since then. People are claiming anti-cheat is the problem. Some people are saying the source engine is the problem. Everyone's saying a bunch of different stuff, so it sounds very convoluted, and I don't think we technically have all the details quite yet.
No, that's exactly what I've been telling people. So let's just watch the video first. Let's go.
Yep. I'll watch him, and we'll meet
I'm
up
doing
at
the same thing.
I'm getting hacked. But,
I know, sure. Can you play the game?
bro, I'm getting hacked.
I know, but can you play? Can you play?
Yeah, but it's cheating. The fuck?
I know, sure. I know. And what?
Like what?
No, but is it fucking up your game?
Yes, I can see everyone. Like
You need to leave.
I didn't leave the game, right? Yeah, I'm leaving. Like what the?
Admin's now. Nick, admin's now. Nick,
But
admin's now.
I left. Like
Admin's now. Restart your game and rejoin. Oh no, you left the match. Did you close your game and leave the match?
I left.
Jen,
I had to leave.
did you leave the match?
I have to. Yes, I have to. Yes, I have to leave. I left.
Like, bro.
I'm getting hacked. Yeah, but
So here's the problem with this video. Do you see how this starts right here? Where it starts in with all of the people being shown? All the locations? What's the context before this? Where's the video that shows just what happened before this? Because
So that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, to me, this looks like somebody who has cheat programs on his computer that accidentally turned them on, which we've seen a billion times before. And the community has extrapolated this out as there's an RCE, an easy anti-cheat or Apex. This is the source material for that? Really?
My first thought was, bro just actually enabled it, realized he enabled it, and better quit really quickly before anybody gets in trouble.
That's weird shit, dude. So here's something that's interesting. There's only one piece of this that actually equates to this. It says Apex Hacking Global Series by Destroyer 2009 and Random. So this is the only part that says that could be true. But this looks on its face like this dude activated cheats. This is the only thing that saves him, I think. The chat right there on the left side is the only thing that saves him, legitimately.
And I bet you if the chat is real, other people probably were able to see the chat, and thus it would show up on other chats. And so this would be, typically when you're hacking, you don't want to just spam in the chat that you're currently hacking.
No, you do all the time. Like, he wouldn't spam it. I don't think anyone else in the chat is able to see this, unless it's his account saying it, because is he DZ? Yeah, he is. Okay, so it is his account saying it. Yeah, so it's somebody sending this as him. Yeah, which is interesting. So a normal cheat tool would not do that. So it looks like there's a good claim there. Now, the thing that's really interesting about this is someone was claiming that this is remote code execution, right?
Can we do one quick pause for just a quick second? Before we get started, Thor, could you give us a little background about you and say cheating or security so people know that this isn't your first merry-go-round in this topic?
No. So I've been in the security industry for 20 years. I'm a hacker. My job at Blizzard Entertainment was lead of application security, which is all of Blizzard's websites globally, and then I was a senior red team specialist. I have banned over 2 million players throughout my career. I have 3 black badges from DEF CON, and my last job was hacking power plants for the federal government. This is not my first rodeo. This is entirely my wheelhouse, right? 100%. I've done this for 20 years. I know a lot of shit about this.
Yes. So if you were to ask Thor about security, he probably has you have some conception of what is going on here.
Just a bit. Just a little bit.
Awesome. Okay.
Definitely. We've also got another clip, it looks like, by the way, if you haven't seen this other one. We have the same exact player. So let's take a look at this. Watch what happens a couple seconds in. Same player.
Yep.
Oh. Huh.
wait, what the fuck? I'm getting hacked.
So that's what happened right before. It pops up.
Okay.
Like, below here.
I'm going to get the pop-up on.
I'm locked in there.
TSM halal hook.
Yep. There's a couple of things that I'm wondering here. having seen this, right? It's very clear that he didn't intend for this to happen. You can see that by the chat, right? The chat is saying, hey, Apex hacking global series by Destroy 2009 and random, right? So it's people saying, hey, this is me. That credit goes to me for doing this. Happens all the time. So the hacking community. However, the really interesting part of this is that it pops up an actual hack on his computer and then goes from there. This doesn't mean that there's RCE in Easy Anti-Cheat. This doesn't mean that there's RCE in Apex. It means this guy's computer is compromised at the very minimum. People have jumped to the maximum possible vulnerability here when they've forgotten about Occam's razor. This guy's computer might just be compromised. Nothing else needs to be involved with that. Whether he's been downloading cheats or not is kind of irrelevant here. It's clear that someone is doing this to his machine, as you can see on the left side. It's very clear that that's happening. My initial bet would be that he's compromised, not the game.
There's one more thing that you may be missing is that it's happened to 2 other players as well.
So if it did happen to 2 other players, show me those, because I haven't seen those yet. That does change things entirely.
Yes. Let's be real. It's probably him. It does. I mean, anytime a pop-up shows up on your computer, it does feel very sus.
Yeah, so if this is happening to multiple players at the same time, then it does change that entirely. If it's just one dude, then it's going to be his machine that's compromised. So let's see this.
And it is Imperial Hal. I highly doubt that he's cheating.
We shoot height?
Yeah, shoot now.
Yeah, I'm watching this one.
I'm cheating. I'm fucking shit. I got aimbot. I have aimbot.
Oh no.
Shoot height?
Yeah, shoot now.
I'm cheating. I'm fucking shit. I got aimbot. I have aimbot.
Oh no.
You gotta leave the game, bro. You gotta leave the game.
So this is happening to 2 players at the same time. But here's something that's really interesting. Look in the chat. This guy doesn't have the chat on.
He does not have the chat thing.
So one player gets chat where it's clear that his machine is compromised in some way, right? The other guy doesn't get that chat but has aimbot turned on.
Imperial Hal, by the way, like if you don't know, Imperial Hal is like he's been top 10 Apex player since like the very beginning.
Sure.
Probably highly doubt that he's cheating. You know, like his aim is not that much different than what the aimbot just did for him. So he's pretty good. So he's top 2 right now. So he's very, very good at the game. So it's unusual for him to be using that.
Yeah, it would be super unusual for that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're very different.
In order to pull this off, what the attacker would need to have is the ability to download and run a cheat in runtime to that person's client. So they would need remote code execution to get all of that onto their machine and then run it, which does lend the possibility towards a remote code execution in Apex. That does. It gives the possibility for that. Doesn't mean it is, but it does. It could also be that these machines are compromised because it didn't hit everyone in the game. It just hit 2 people.
Yeah.
That is a clever thing to do if you're trying to create, the fog of war with that. But when you have an exploit this big, it's much more funny to make everyone suddenly cheating because that's hilarious. If you're going to go for it, you go for it all, right? Generally. So I am wondering, I think at that point, it's the same thing. We have to wait to see where the vuln exists. Is this an Easy Anti-Cheat, which seems unlikely to me? Is this in Apex, which is possible? Or is this individuals' compromised computers? Because you could have 2 people on a gigantic tournament like this that have compromised computers. As a good example of this, we just ran a game jam, right? We had 1,400 submissions. 30 of those submissions were malware. Of those 30 submissions, 2 of them were people that did not package malware into it. Their machines were compromised, and the games that they actually compiled had that malware in it, and they had no idea. And we helped them get the malware off their machine that stopped their game from being malware. This shit happens all the time. So there's still the likelihood that you have 2 individually compromised machines here. That is still absolutely possible. And I think it's foolish to jump to conclusions on this stuff, and I'm seeing a lot of people on the internet doing that. This requires investigation and actual information. 100%.
So another interesting part is that Hal and again Burton usually have the 2 most highest viewers.
Mm-hmm.
And so to be the target of some sort of remote cheat to say be able to get your name out there for the cheats, they would be the most likely targets.
Yeah.
If this was some sort of, I mean, I'm not saying that it is remote code execution or anything like that, but if you were to target somebody, you would want to choose the people with the most views.
Yeah, no, most definitely. If you want it to get viral, right? Which if you're posting your own name in chat, absolutely. If you're posting your handles, 100%, you'd hit the people that are actually going to be the highest viewership, 100%. It still doesn't prove or disprove if this is an RCE in Apex or if it is an individually compromised machine. Either is likely, unfortunately. And it's something that I think we just need more information. Are there any other videos for other players? Or is it only these two?
Yeah. All right. So there's some other ones people are kind of getting, which feel a little bit more deep in the conspiracy well, which is like these two also got gifted Apex packs recently, things like that. I'm not sure if, I'm sure there's maybe more gifting. It just happened to be happenstance. But there's this big Reddit article. I don't know if you've seen this, but it's on clearing misconceptions. I'm more curious some of your thoughts on this one as well. I just sent it in the chat.
So here's actually a really interesting video.
All right.
Let's listen to this. Oh man, I sure wonder how Imperial House PC got compromised.
Okay, I was
Yep.
download. What is this? Free download. Okay, I'm downloading it.
All right, I'm going to play it now for me.
You're gonna be so upset. So, dude, I'm telling you right now.
I want to download this. What is
I know.
this?
So, like,
Free download. All right.
I'm gonna be real with you. The longer this conversation goes on, the more that I believe that it is likely that we have individually compromised machines. Like,
Yeah.
that may not end up being the case, but it is now more of a possibility than when we started this conversation. Like that's because you have risky behavior with downloads. You have two people being targeted that have the top viewership, and the panic that is caused out of this is Apex has RCE. Easy anti-cheat has RCE. When there's no evidence of that yet. If there is evidence that comes out for that, great. That's part of the investigation, right? Yeah, funnygame.exe a little bit. This isn't part of the investigation phase. What is going on? We have evidence of what goes on. How does that happen? What is the way that occurs? Easy Anti-Cheat actually put out a statement saying that there is no RCE on their end. Yeah, they
There you
said
go. Easy Anti-Cheat said, we've investigated the recent reports of potential RCE issues within Easy Anti-Cheat. At this time, we are confident that there is no RCE vulnerability within EAC being exploited. We'll continue to work closely with our partners for any follow-up support needed.
And I responded to that and I said, being confident is different from fully understanding the recently claimed RCE vulnerability. With EAC's claim here, I'm still waiting to see if the vuln lies with Apex or EAC. Better to be correct over being fast. Don't spread needless fear and wait for more information. Because, like, that's what it comes down to. Any company can claim anything they want. Every company claims that they haven't been compromised. But let me tell you, working in this field, everybody gets compromised all of the time. And it's ridiculous to have that be a claim, right? So it's wait for information. Let's see what happens. They have to cover their ass 100%. And I'd like to see what the actual mechanism for this was. Right now, there could be RCE. Based on Occam's razor and seeing this many times, I think it is more likely of individually compromised accounts. Compromised machines, especially when you have a person just downloading anything, unless that was a meme video. It doesn't really paint the situation positively for him, right? That's kind of a thing with that, is it is more likely to be an individually compromised machine. It is less likely to be RC in the game, but maybe it is. It could be RC in the game. We just have to wait. And what I've told people is the same thing I'm going to say now. If you are worried about this, wait 24 to 48 hours. Don't play Apex for 24 to 48 hours. Wait to see what happens. And if it turns out to be RC in the game, then you dodged a bullet. And if it doesn't, who gives a shit? You just didn't play a game for 2 days. Doesn't matter. Not a big deal.
From the article Clearing Up Misconceptions About the ALGS Hack, one of them says that, am I in danger if I play Apex? I personally have uninstalled Apex to be safe right now, and I think you should do the same if you are on a PC. Yep. How do you feel about that type of advice? Is that a good level set of advice?
I think that's pretty fine right now. Like, being off of a game for 2 days is not a big deal. Like, that's totally fine. That being said, the people who were targeted here are very high-profile people. If it was absolutely RCE inside of Apex Legends, which is unlikely to me right now, it would be more likely that they'd hit the entire player base at once. You can hit a couple of high-profile streamers in a high-profile game, but if you have something that distributable, you're going to hit everybody. There'd be no reason not to. Yeah. You do it with Bitcoin miners, you do it with all kinds of shit, man. Like, there's no reason to just waste such a vuln, such a massive widespread vuln in such a massive game on this. It's such a small
I was about
win.
to say